Hey, what's happening with everybody? We are back on the S&J Sports Talk Show. I'm your co-host Stanley, and this here is my brother Jonathan.
How's it going, man?
Man, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
Man, we're back here with the season 1 final episode. This is the final episode of season 1 S&J. We appreciate all of you all for tuning in, listening with us. We've been at this thing for about what?
3 months or so, man.
Yeah, a little over 3 months now, and we just, episodes 11 is a nice number to just end at.
Yeah.
Come back for season 2 next month, so be looking forward to season 2. If you haven't already, make sure you go follow us on Instagram, SNJ Sports Talk on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many things happening in the sports world, Jonathan. What you been noticing out here in the sports world in the last few weeks going on, man?
So much stuff. We can actually start off with the NFL trade that happened today.
Okay.
So, for those of y'all that don't know, Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
He got traded from the Texans, and he went over to Cleveland Browns. So that's a crazy trade. Just because of some of the allegations he's had thrown at him. He couldn't play all that season because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's
yeah, he didn't play at all last season,
right? Yeah, he didn't play all last season. And,
wow.
But he's gotten that stuff taken care of, and now he's moving on. Hopefully he signed a 5-year deal, like $230 million or whatnot. So, I mean, it's a good deal for him.
Really interesting situation.
Yeah.
I didn't follow all the, all of the little minute details of the case, but I was just wondering how does someone go from like did this happen just as a way to tarnish his name a little bit? Because he did it. It wasn't no serious indictments. It wasn't an indictment or any charges or anything. And then he comes back in the NFL after not playing for a year. No one's asking hey, is he out of shape? No one's asking, can he still play? And giving $230 million. I support Deshaun. I'm like, go ahead and get your money. I just wonder, why did all this commotion have to happen for 18 months? Because this stuff just has been, you know what I'm saying? A lot of players in the NFL have accusations going on against them, a lot. And, a lot of players in the NFL and sports arenas have sexual misconduct that happens. And I'm just wondering, why is it that Deshaun Watson kind of got to be the poster child of this whole situation? But I'm happy he's back on the team. That's just Stanley talking. That's Stanley thinking about the situation.
That reminds me, bro. I want to get your thoughts on this situation. So, a week or two ago, the Falcons wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, he was found betting on some games, like a few $100.
On NFL games?
Yeah, during last season, he bet on some NFL games, right? But he wasn't playing in the games. He was, hurt or whatnot.
Okay.
But basically...
So he got bored, and he said, let me make a little money while I'm waiting.
Yeah, but basically what happened was the NFL found out, and he's got suspended for all the next season. So, for the next NFL season that's coming up, man...
For betting on games?
Yeah, he's not going to be able to play for some reason.
Wow.
Now, however... forgive me, I forget who said this, but this other NFL player commented and was kind of upset because he was saying these NFL players have misconducts and stuff with women and everything, and they only get suspended 6 games, able to come back, but you bet a few hundred on games, and you're suspended for the whole season. What do you think about that?
You know what it makes me think of? It all comes down to the money.
Yeah.
That's what it makes me think of. If you're betting on games, you could potentially be costing a lot of people money.
Yeah.
Because if you're betting on a game, you might make more money if your team loses the game. So imagine all these NFL players get together on one team and say, hey, we're going to lose this game, but we're going to bet. Everyone's going to bet on us, and then we're going to lose it, and we're going to make more money. That's dangerous. Yeah. But I guess if you go and you sexually assault somebody, that don't cost the NFL that much money. So, as soon as you get that stuff taken care of, you can get back on the field. So I don't understand that type of double standard, but we know it's the NFL. It's the NFL.
Money, yeah.
These people are mad at Kaepernick taking a knee just for his own personal protest for him and his people and his community. Nothing else. And this man wasn't even public speaking. He wasn't standing on stage doing no Malcolm X or anything like that. This man was sitting there on the field to play football, and just when the protest, when the anthem happened, he's like, I'm cool. I'm gonna sit down. I'm not gonna sit there and stand for the. They blew that whole thing up to that situation. So we know it's the NFL. This is the league that they run. And it seems like it's going to be that way until we get enough players, with some spirit and heart and fight back and be like, you know what? We're not going for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, now the betting on games, I really don't know who the guy is. I don't know what happened. I mean, let's look at the Antonio Brown situation. Can we bring that back up again?
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, you thought he was going to jail.
Yeah.
And they brought him right back to win a championship. So it's like they just put these players out there as if these players are like the worst players in the world because something happened or this happened. And I feel like it just hurts their image, It's an image on all of them.
It does. Antonio Brown's on a podcast like a week or two ago. He was talking about like this guy was asking like why he still has his mask on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the world's literally like ruined my face. It's like when people go see me, a lot of people like he can't even show his face in public no more because like Sports Center, everything they made him look so bad.
Wow, yeah.
Everything he like, and I felt bad for him. It's like, yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Like they definitely did.
Man, the power of media. Media can really present a story. I remember I was in class. You'll get to this stage when you get to college. I was in this college class, and they were talking. The teacher, he worked for the Sacramento Bee writing stories. I remember him just saying, once a story gets put out about somebody, it really doesn't matter if the story is true or not. If the story is a really bad story, it's going to leave a certain image in the mind of everybody who read the story. So when you speak on certain athletes and stuff, that's why I don't like to join in on talking bad about whether it's Antonio Brown or whether it's Deshaun Watson or you want what's right to be done.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to just jump on and we're going to all jump one person for their wrongdoing while we don't focus on everybody else. Because you remember Robert Kraft got caught up with some stuff that was even more than just what Deshaun Watson was getting caught up with, and he's an NFL owner, and I don't think he had nothing, season. He didn't have to take a season off for being a team owner or nothing. So, nah. Those are my thoughts, man. You can't be asking me my thoughts on these situations.
It's definitely like, I would agree. It's messed up.
Yeah, but it's real interesting situations.
Yeah, it is.
Real interesting situations. Did Aaron Rodgers, did he sign?
Yeah, he signed back with the Packers, bro, like a 3-year deal or whatnot.
3 years deal, so he's going to try to go for another chip in Green Bay.
I guess so, but
okay.
The problem with that is they just lost their receiver, Devontae Adams.
Right.
He got traded to the Raiders.
That was their Pro Bowl.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they do the
next
few months.
Right, definitely, man. So NFL season done. As far as for right now, ended last month. Great season. Shout out to LA. Shout out to LA.
Our Seattle Seahawks fans, bro, we lost Russell Wilson, man.
Why did they get rid of Russell Wilson?
Bro,
talk to me about that. About your team,
man.
Seattle. They love Russell Wilson.
I'm gonna give you a short story. So basically it was Pete Carroll or Russell Wilson, and I think they went with Pete Carroll. But
they should have got rid of Pete Carroll when he didn't
go
to Marshawn Lynch. He should have been gone.
But basically what happened, man, was I think Russell Wilson was just like tired, unhappy of like how the staff was treating him, organization and stuff like that.
Wow.
He was tired last year, but he did stay another year. But and like I said, man, he injured his finger. They got hurt this year, but they didn't make the playoffs this year. But I think it was just like he felt like it was time to go. So
it was more on Russell Wilson wanting a new situation.
It was more of that, but it was also more of like Seattle Seahawks
choosing which way they wanted.
They also like weren't listening to him. Like he was more. He felt like he was more valuable and stuff. So
Pete Carroll is he's the man out there in Seattle.
Yeah.
A quarterback can get hurt like this year and he's gone. Pete Carroll's still Pete Carroll. People know him, respect him. He has all those years at USC. I don't know if you really old enough to remember when Pete Carroll was coaching at USC. He was coaching Reggie Bush.
I know he coached a college team.
Yes. And I remember those were some of the biggest games. Reggie Bush versus Vince Young. Some of y'all who are my age and up, y'all remember what I'm talking about. Vince Young and Reggie Bush were some of the biggest games. USC versus Texas Longhorns. Those were some of the biggest college football games when I was growing up. But yeah, man. So those are just some things going on in the NFL. That shocked me about the Russell Wilson trade, though. I really was like, why would Seattle trade him? Now people are talking about Kaepernick maybe coming back into the league, possibly signing with Seattle. But did Seattle already fill that position? They're
So
looking
we
for
got
a quarterback.
quarterback, Drew Lock from Denver Broncos. He's nowhere.
Geno?
No, Drew Lock.
I thought you were like Geno Smith.
Geno Smith is still on the team, but now they said that they might like try out for the position or whatnot. But I mean, Drew Lock is nowhere near as good as Russell Wilson. So like I heard like Seattle's definitely gonna explore the trade market and see what they can get for him and whatnot. But right now it's looking like he's our quarterback, and it's not looking too good for us. Right now. But
all right.
If we get a quarterback, we can definitely still like a playoff contender and stuff like that. But
right on, man. Yeah, some interesting moves happening in the NFL, definitely in the sports world. All that stuff happens right after the season's done. Mm-hmm. They start making all these trades. Right now, switching over to the NBA talk a little bit. Yeah. In the NBA, we're getting ready to go into the playoffs in about 4 weeks to about a month. And I believe April 16th, we start the playoffs, man. You excited?
Hey, I'm definitely excited. We got some good teams.
Got some
be in there, bro.
Great competition. Yes, it's gonna be some great competition. And I'm excited. I know we're gonna be coming back for season 2. Mm-hmm. On that note, we're gonna come back for season 2 at the start of the NBA playoffs. We're gonna come into season 2, and we excited for the next season because we're gonna be bringing some new features to the S&J Sports Talk Show. What's some of the features we were? I know we had a couple of things we wanted to do. One, we want to open up phone lines. We want to allow people to call in, and we can live stream the shows, and you can actually call in and speak with us.
Yep.
And we can, get your thoughts and opinions. You all can ask us questions, and we can debate and talk about, all things sports. And what was that? We got some other stuff planned, man. We're gonna have to definitely bring it out to you all. So be looking for that in a month. But as I've said, man, we already just appreciate everybody who's been rolling with us, man.
Appreciate all your support, man.
It's been rolling good. Real quick, man, I got to give you little trivia. You ready for a little trivia on the last episode of season 1?
I'm ready for it.
All right, I got some trivia for you. And I actually remember the questions.
All right.
Question number 1. What country was Kyrie Irving born in? What country was Kyrie Irving born in?
Bro, I know it's not the USA.
It's not the U.S. That was going to be my hint. My hint was going to be it's not the U.S.
I know it's not the USA. I feel like I heard this one too. I just can't remember it. I'm gonna go say Kyrie.
Come from a land down under.
I'm gonna go ahead and bro. I got like.
You want me to give you options?
I got like 100 countries.
I can give. Right now. You want another hint? Can I give you one more hint?
Yeah.
Do you want one more hint?
Nah, don't give me.
Okay, no more hints. Okay, I was gonna say.
Okay.
I gotta give you one more hint. His teammate is from the same place. His teammate is from the same place.
On Brooklyn Nets.
On Brooklyn Nets, yes.
Man, I really don't know. I'm gonna just guess. I'm just like Asia or something.
Okay. That's your final answer?
Yeah.
Australia.
I
was
gonna say that. I was gonna say
you were close. I know you
something
knew it
with
too.
A, bro.
I know you knew it, and you were like, Ben Simmons is also from Australia.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is also from Australia. That's his teammate. So that's why I was like, let me do it that way.
I wasn't even thinking of Ben Simmons too, because he hasn't been playing with them. So
Yeah. So that was that's
okay.
all good though.
All
right.
Good one.
All right. So I'm gonna give you a question of what has been the most assist made in an NBA game. Mm-hmm. It was made by Scott Skiles, who I don't know if he's an NBA coach right now, but he played back in like the 90s. But Scott Skiles holds the record for the most NBA assists in a game in 1990, I think. What was the number? That's what I'm asking. What was the number of assists? And even if you get within, I'll say this because it's such a random number. If you get within two, within two of the number, we're going to consider that a win. If
All
you
right.
get within two of that number.
I'm going to say like 17.
17?
Mm.
No, a little higher.
Okay, I'm
We
going
got
to
to
say
get a
like
little higher.
21.
Nah. The
Little lower.
most assists. You ready? One last.
One last guess.
One last.
Is it higher or lower than 21?
Oh, it's high. It's higher than 21.
Bro. 24?
30.
30.
30 is the
That's
record.
pretty up there.
30 is the record. Yeah. No, assist. Assist, he did 30 assists in a game, and I think, you have people like, I think John Stockton might have had 26 or 27, something like that. So
Yeah.
some of those guys back in the day, man, they would just be doing their set plays and getting their assists. So that's the most in the game. Most assists in the game is 30. Hasn't been broken since 1990, so
Wow.
it's been over 30 years. Think about all the great players in the league. Even with teams like the Golden State Warriors, you don't have nobody doing 30 assists.
Yeah.
Individual players,
That's
you
crazy,
know.
for real.
So that is an amazing feature. So, all right, so that question, and then my last question for you was in the 1996 NBA draft. You know my trivia is all NBA. That's what I'm gonna talk about. I'm talking about NBA. In the 1996 NBA draft, when Kobe got drafted, this is the draft that Kobe got drafted. It was Kobe Bryant. It was Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
It was Ray Allen. It was Steve Nash. It was quite a few people. When Kobe got drafted,
Yeah.
he got drafted to the Charlotte Hornets, and the Charlotte Hornets traded him.
Oh, boy.
They traded him to the Lakers. That's how the Lakers got Kobe Bryant. Was the Charlotte Hornets was like, we don't really want him. They wanted somebody that the Lakers had, who was a big man, also used to play for the Sacramento Kings. Who did they trade Kobe Bryant for when they drafted him?
Man.
It was just a one man for one man trade. They said we'd rather have him than Kobe.
I don't even know.
He used to play for your
squad. Play for Kings. Chris Webber.
Used to play for the Kings. No.
All right. That was my
Big
answer.
man.
That was my answer.
Vlade Divac.
Okay.
See, you know Vlade Divac
I've heard
from
of
the
him,
Kings.
yeah.
He's the Kings general manager now.
Yeah,
he's the guy.
He
Yeah.
said he was gonna retire.
He's the one who said if the Kings don't make the playoffs, he'll retire himself. The Kings ain't made the playoffs, and he still got a job. So
Yeah,
I see something wrong with that. But yeah, man, those are the trivia questions
Those are good
for
ones,
today. Yeah, man. Hey, we've been doing the trivia, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I've learned a lot about the sports. We've learned a lot about each other, and hopefully the listeners have been able to learn a lot as well about us. So I know a lot of people, man. They've told us to speak a little bit more about our personal lives and get into more of our personal life, and that's kind of tough to do when you don't. I don't know. Maybe if you have somebody interviewing you, then you're like, okay, I feel free to talk. But we come on here to talk about sports, so I don't know. I feel like I start talking some of my personal life thoughts on here a little bit, but not too much. We try to keep it on the sports realm. We don't want to be like ESPN where everything's politics all day, you know. So yeah, man. What else is happening out here, man? What else is happening?
What do you think about Kevin Durant, Kyrie? They've just been dropping 50 points all week, man.
That was tight. You're right, Jonathan.
2 weeks.
They've
been going off.
They've been trying to make some statements lately. They're like, you know what? Y'all doing all this stuff with these vaccines. Y'all fining us for this and fining us for that. But when we get on the court, you ain't gonna be able to stop us.
And I feel like Kyrie definitely made his point with his teammates and everything, like getting their trust back, right? Because he's been out like half the season. You know, he's been out like half the season, and
You're right.
Him coming back and like scoring 50 points and just basically doing whatever he wants out there on the court and still getting his buckets. It lets the teammates. It's reminding the teammates like, hey, I'm still this good. Like he's still been putting the time working, even though he hasn't been playing. You know. You're
right, man, and I noticed that when he first came back, it took him a little while to kind of get used to everything again. Like he was sitting over there on the bench, team bench, looking like he was at school lunch or something. He was just sitting there with his hands folded, like not even, you know. And now it's like you could tell he's with the team. Like, come on, man, let's do this. Like, so I love to see that he's back ingrained, and best of wishes to Philadelphia, but I don't think they won the trade, man. I really.
James Harden, they did not win the trade at all.
Yeah, they needed someone to play because they didn't have, Ben Simmons, I guess,
But bro, when Ben Simmons gets back with Kevin Durant and Kyrie,
got a powerhouse out there.
I say they're better than the Warriors, low key. And
It's tough to go against Durant and Kyrie together.
Yeah.
That alone is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, can you target Ben Simmons off of free throws again? If he's in the game
honestly,
in the playoffs,
I'm gonna say I think I've heard I've seen so many sources and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons, he's able to shoot now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think when he comes back, we'll see him being able to shoot 3-pointers. But
we going.
I've seen him. He's able to shoot, and they're saying he's making free throws and stuff. Cause you gotta remember, man, he hasn't been playing for a year basically.
He's
nothing
but time
to be in the gym. Obviously, he's gonna work on his shot. It's kind of like Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Over the summertime, he worked on his free throw. He has a new free throw routine now, and he's making more free throws now.
Yeah, so, he really did develop his shot.
He had to. Yeah.
He really did develop his shot, man. Let me ask you this: who's making the play-ins in the West? Because it's a push for the rest right now. Between who do we have? We have a push.
Let me give you the 7 through 13.
Okay, right there. And the top 9 go to the play-ins, right? Or top 10?
Top 10, yeah.
Top 10 go to the play-ins.
So 7 through 10 go to the play-ins, right? So, seeing at number 7, we have Minnesota Timberwolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Los Angeles Clippers. Number 9, the Los Angeles Lakers. Number 10, New Orleans Pelicans. The number 11 is San Antonio Spurs.
Say that again. Number 10 is the Pelicans.
So
Pelicans right now have the last spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Spurs have the 11th spot. Number 12 is the Trailblazers, right? And them and San Antonio is only one game apart, right?
Okay.
And then
how far is San Antonio from New Orleans?
One game apart.
So, one game apart from 11 to 10, and one game apart from 12 to 11.
Yeah. And
wow.
Then the Sacramento Kings are.
What are they? One game?
They're one game apart from 12. They're 13.
Wow. Yeah, so it's actually everybody's got a shot still. Yeah.
I mean, the Kings are only 3 games away from playing. Despite how bad we played, we can still make it, man. So that's crazy.
I don't think Portland's gonna make it. I know Portland's not gonna make it. They don't have McCollum and they don't have Dame.
Yeah.
They're not gonna make it. And man, they just totally rebuilt. I just realized that they really did trade McCollum.
I see the Pelicans dropping.
And McCollum's on the Pelicans, right?
Yeah.
That's why they're in that spot.
I still see them dropping.
Okay. Even with Brandon Ingram, they've been pulling out some games.
I see them dropping.
Okay.
And I'm be honest, with the Kings, I'm not sure yet. I see them going to the 11th.
Ooh.
I see them going to the 11th seed. I see them making a little run.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to pull out some wins, though.
I'm just not sure if they'll pull it out to number 10. I feel like if they do make it to play-ins, that'd definitely be a big step for the organization and everything.
Oh yeah. It would be they made it to the play-ins. They didn't make it to the playoffs, but they made it to the play-ins. But we would take that, man. We would take that.
Keep in mind though, the Denver Nuggets, they're the 6th seed, right? And they're one game away from being the play-ins.
Oh, so they could easily fall, and Minnesota could switch with them.
Them and Dallas. Dallas is 2 games away from the play-ins. So I mean,
so who do you have? Who's gonna take that 10th spot? Is it gonna be New Orleans? You said you see New Orleans dropping.
Yeah.
You see.
I would say it's gonna be San Antonio or Sacramento Kings.
Man, old Popovich still right there. I thought they didn't have a chance this year, and they.
When you have good coaching, you could do anything, man.
Popovich took the record this year for the most wins by a coach.
Yeah.
And he didn't just do wins. He's done wins and championships. Some coaches just got a lot of wins. They haven't won nothing, like Rick Alderman.
He got championships too.
Right. But you don't have many coaches who coach that long, have that many wins and 5 championships at least. So. Yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to San Antonio, and I like my man on San Antonio, Dejounte Murray. I really do like his style of play. I don't know how long he'll be in San Antonio because he seems.
Reminds me of De'Aaron Fox.
What do you think about De'Aaron Fox? Talk about Sacramento Kings real quick. Should he stay in Sacramento and try to build, or is he going to need to be in another place? Is he good enough to basically be that top point
He's
guard?
good enough with a second person. Like if they get like another big, maybe like Carlton Towns or someone. If they get someone else, if they get the right people around him, he's definitely good enough. But it's like with the team right now, it would be best for him to just like, I would say for his personal career, just move on.
Okay.
See, I could see him in like Philadelphia going with Joel Embiid over James Harden. Like, I could see them two as a good mix. But
they already got Tyrese Maxey too, so he's like,
because he's in like Sacramento, he's not getting that much fame right now, so he's not going to be getting like.
You don't get as much publicity, and you're not winning. Like you have to really win to make noise,
I definitely do think they can build around him though. Like he's that good.
He's good. He's good. I think he doesn't have to be the main star player. I think the Sacramento Kings have too many players who are good players, but they're asking them to do too much. You're asking De'Aaron Fox to be, the LeBron James. You're asking what's Harrison Barnes. You're asking him
to be like the second player.
To be like the Draymond Green. Like you're asking these people to be top players, and it's like they're good players, but they need. Surrounding. I don't know what the deal is with the Sacramento Kings, but we are gonna hope that they make that playoff. Because they still got a chance. They're just going to have to win. They've lost some close ones, man.
You definitely have.
How about the Eastern Conference?
Okay,
what's that 7 through 11 or 12 looking like in that East?
So let me tell you.
Because I really don't know, but the East is
going
to be where it's at.
6th seed right now too, because the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors, they're tied right now for the 7th spot.
Okay.
So right now they 39-30, so they're tied right now. But the 8th spot is the Brooklyn Nets. They're 36-4. The 9th spot is the Charlotte Hornets. They're 35-35.
Okay.
Atlanta Hawks is sitting at the 10th spot right now. And then
so you got Charlotte, Atlanta.
Then at the 11th spot is the Washington Wizards and New York Knicks.
How far are the Washington Wizards out of the playoffs?
They are 6 games out of the playoffs.
6 games? Oh, so they're not making it.
They could, but it's going to be...
They're not making it. They're 6 games below Atlanta.
Yeah, so...
They're not going to make it.
They definitely...
Atlanta's a good enough team where they're not about to they're not about just lose.
6 straight,
Man, I thought the Wizards were in the playoffs. I thought they were higher up.
Bradley Beal got hurt for the season.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, that makes
season
sense.
Injury, so
that makes sense. Okay.
He needs to get out of there too.
If you look at the standings, probably like
they're probably
a month before All Star, like New Year's or whatnot, they were in the playoffs.
They were.
So I thought they were still there.
Him, Kyle Kuzma, all that.
Yeah, Kuzma.
Yeah.
Kuzma.
But man, let's talk about the top 3 seeds. Who do you think is gonna get the number 1 seed for the East? Like,
the number 1 seed at the end of the day.
We have Miami right now, Milwaukee Bucks, and Philadelphia.
How far is Milwaukee behind?
They are all 2 games apart. So Miami's 146, Bucks 144, Philadelphia's 142.
Oh man, I want to give it to the Bucks, but I think the Heat are gonna hang on to that 1 seed because they need it. They got smacked by Milwaukee last year. Do you remember last year? I don't think they won a game. I think they did 4 games and got swept.
They couldn't even get 1.
They got swept, broom, and dustpan. It was bad. I remember watching it, and I just felt bad for Jimmy Butler. I was like, man, y'all got swept. Y'all didn't get
1 game.
1 game, like, swept. But so that I think that's why they know they need that number 1 seed because they need home court no matter who they gonna play.
Yeah.
But what's real interesting, Jonathan, about the playoffs in the East, one of those top teams is gonna have to play Brooklyn in the first round.
Yeah.
One of those teams is going to have to play Brooklyn in the first round because Brooklyn's going past the play-ins. They're gonna be in the playoffs. They're gonna be a 7 or 8 seed.
Yeah.
So you're either playing Miami or Milwaukee or Philadelphia. That's crazy.
Or Boston and Celtics, they're number 4.
You think they could get up to 1?
Boston's number 4, so they might end up playing the Nets.
How so? 4 and 5?
Because the Nets are number 8.
But
oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right.
yeah. Four.
I'm
yeah, they do
switching up,
1 and
yeah.
8. Four.
It is 1 and 8. So it would be Miami. So Miami might not want to get number 1 seed. They might want to play Toronto Raptors maybe.
Man, that's the tough thing. Do you lower your seed so you don't play Brooklyn first, or do you be like, let's deal with Brooklyn first?
I'll tell you, if I was a coach, I wouldn't want to play Brooklyn first.
I would play Brooklyn first, and here's why: as if the mandates aren't lifted yet, you still have Coach Kyrie only playing half the games. I'm like, shoot, I don't want to get around to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then all of a sudden a New York mayor has an epiphany like, we really need to be in the championship. Let Kyrie play. And then Kyrie's out there on the court, the Eastern Conference, and you lose.
That is true, because even when Kevin Durant's out there right now, at home, we're seeing them, like, double him up and stuff. He's not getting to spots easy. But once Kyrie's out there to stretch the floor,
they can't double anyone.
It's
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy. I'm watching. Kevin Durant is crazy.
I saw Kyrie, bro. He's playing like a street ball out there. He's just getting the lights, just pulling up. He's like, it's easy, man. It's easy for him.
And you know he had the 60 points. One of these games you were talking about, he had the 60 points versus who was he playing? Orlando Magic. But he had 41 in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you're talking about he could have gone Kobe like and done 80. 81.
But he didn't, yeah.
But, when you got 41, you're like, I've already got a W.
Yeah.
I'm already above my average. I've already boosted my average. So, you just kind of chilling at that, and he went and got 60.
That's another thing I wanted to say, man. Like, he got 50 or something points against, like, the New York Knicks or Charlotte Hornets and whatnot. People were kind of like, they were mad at him for celebrating. They're like, oh, it's like it's a trash team and all that. I'm like, look, the NBA is full of good players, right? It's not like no team has trash players on the team.
Right.
Obviously, there's some better than others, but you can't be taking away stuff that people are doing
at the
professional levels,
Yeah, man.
It's like,
that's true.
They just love to see people, just love to hate.
People just look for a reason to hate on you, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna give that to Miami in the West, in the East.
Yeah.
And in the West, we already know
Phoenix Suns.
Because Phoenix has number 1 and Golden State.
They're up by like 8 games. Yeah.
Man, hold on, Golden State, y'all. Golden State, y'all. And for those of y'all who do not know, me and my brother are gonna be going to see the Golden State Warriors for Sacramento Kings in just a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
And Steph Curry got hurt.
Man.
We brought the tickets. if we
we
brought the tickets on Monday, he got hurt on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You can't make it up. They're talking about season ending. I'm literally watching the play. Marcus Smart going for the ball, diving for the ball. I don't think it was a dirty play. I know it was not ill intention. I know he was not trying to hurt Curry.
Yeah.
I just think whenever you're diving for the basketball, even if it's at a 24-hour fitness gym, if someone's diving for the basketball and they're going at your legs, you always feel like, man, what are you doing? Like, you trying to take me out? This isn't football. You're not trying to tackle me because knees are so sensitive. And so he kind of dove when Curry was still right there standing. And Marcus Smart, he can't help it. He just, the way he plays is so, like, it's dog-like. He's like, ah. So, yeah, Curry's season-ending injury, man, and that's sad. That's sad because, you know what I'm saying, you just got what? You just got Draymond Green
back for the playoffs, but yeah, it is sad.
You just got Clay back. You just got Draymond back. I think just a few games ago, they're like, it's the first time all three of them. Yeah, so it was just crazy looking at Curry getting hurt and seeing how, the big three had just got together and now all of them are right back in the injury. How do you think that affects them when it comes to the playoffs? Now Steph Curry isn't going to be playing with the rotation. Do you think he's just going to be able to step back in the playoffs and it's all good, or could that really hurt them?
That could really hurt them. Just because, not Curry and Draymond, but Draymond and Clay. Because all three of them haven't been out there. Draymond and Curry have still been playing the last 2 years.
Right.
It's just Clay Thompson, so, you know what? It could or couldn't. It depends how teams play them.
I really hope he can be back by the playoffs. Whenever someone gets hurt, the first thing is you want to make sure they're all right.
Yeah.
But I hope they're back for the playoffs too, because I think a lot of playoffs have been, you get the Derrick Rose injury, you get the Kawhi Leonard injuries, you get the Kevin Durant injuries, and then people are just gone for the playoffs. And it's like, man, you really hate to see that. You really hate to see that, but yeah, man.
The Warriors don't have the good history with their injuries with the players and stuff.
The
It all within
Warriors,
his
yeah.
way of, like, making sure they're healthy. Like, they just kind of get them out there on the court.
Yeah, you're right. Let me ask you this question. Now that you brought that up, what do you think about all these players who are like rookies and first and second year players who come in the league? I think Markelle Fultz was one. Zion Williamson's another one.
Yeah.
But they come in the league and then like they're top stars, but when they get to the NBA, something happens where it's like they don't take off. They either get injured, they're out for the whole first 2 seasons. I mean, we're seeing this with Zion Williamson right now, where everyone's like, "What's going on? Like, this guy was supposed to be the star. We don't even know what's going on with him."
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that?
Man, I mean, it's tough. It's definitely tough because you can't really control injuries, but definitely like I would. That's tough. Like on Zion Williamson's part, you know, he. From what I've heard, it's like he's still eating food pieces and stuff, and like he doesn't want to like. It's clear he's gonna have to lose some weight to play to stay in the NBA. You know, like just because that's how it is. You know, maybe, yeah, but I mean, a lot of rookies don't take off when they go to the NBA. You know, but like you see John Morant and stuff. Some people just takes them 3 years to get into the league and stuff. But John Morant, he really like sprung quickly. Jason Tatum was one who like is doing good right now. Kid from Duke. So there's some good people like, but I think it depends on their personality. Like you see some people they get there, they make their millions in dollars, and like I'm not gonna say they stop working as hard, but like.
Some do.
They don't look at themselves as underdogs no more and whatnot.
Right. Some do.
Yeah.
And some people, they need that underdog mentality to make it.
I mean, and some people's goals is literally just make it, get the money, and out in the NBA. That's literally some people's goals, probably. But like, if you're in there, you're going to want to win, so.
Right.
I mean,
right. Yes, that's just interesting patterns I've seen where I'm like, why do these you know, they were doing good in high school, good in college, and then they get to the NBA team, and the team doctors are like, oh, they can't do this, they can't do that.
Something I never understood, though, is you get to the NBA, and in 10 years, like Anthony Davis, right, when he's trying to transfer to the Lakers, he's like, at this point, it's not even about the money no more. But then he was out here 10 years ago saying all he wants to do is win. Now he's out here saying it's not about the money no more. It's like, I feel like it honestly is about the money for most of y'all. Some of y'all really do want to win, though. But, you know.
If it ain't about the money, why don't you just go start your own league?
Yeah.
With your own friends and your own players. And you can bring in your own fans. And you can have your own cheerleaders. And you can have your own coaching staffs and training staffs and doctors and promoters and all of that stuff if it's not about the money.
Yeah.
See, me, it's not about the money for me. I like basketball. That's why I just got on S&J Sports Talk and started talking about basketball. I'm still going to be involved in basketball. It's not about the money for me. You know what I'm saying? It's about the brotherhood. And hey, it's been a pleasure doing I would say business, but co-hosting.
Yeah.
Co-hosting this S&J Sports Talk show with you, man. I want to let you know that and give you your flowers while we on here on camera, man. If I had the game basketball, I'd give it to you. I'd be like, man, this is the game basketball because you came up with the ideal for S&J. Everyone out there who's listening to S&J Sports Talk, this man right here came up with the ideal for S&J. He came up with the thought process of us doing a podcast on sports. And so we put that together, and that's why we are now at the end of season 1, looking forward to season 2, baby. Yeah, so it's real exciting for next season. Right now we're in the middle of March Madness. I know we're not going to touch on this too much, but the March Madness, I love March Madness. The couple of weeks of just, you get insane game winners, competition. This is when stars are born. Jordan Poole, I learned about Jordan Poole from his shot at Michigan when he hit the game winner, and I was like, he's going to be good in the league. And then once he went to the Warriors, I knew he was going to be all right because I said, oh, he's going to be playing with Steph. Stuff like that. I knew he was going to be good.
Yeah.
So I love March Madness, man. And already there's been upsets.
It's already fun, bro. Like Kentucky lost, Alabama lost to Notre Dame, and like there's a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
In
Kentucky, Kentucky's always considered a top dog and a favorite. So for them to lose to a team, I had never heard of the team, St. Petersburg or St. Peters, something like that. I had never heard of them. They beat Kentucky, so It is what it is, man. That's why they call it March Madness. That's March Madness.
That's why they call it that. Yeah.
So it's gonna be an exciting next couple of weeks after, after the college basketball, we get the NBA playoffs, of course. So, it's gonna be exciting. I'm really excited for this year, especially the playoffs coming up. Yeah, man. Anything else we need to let them know about season 2 coming up shortly? Anything else you can think of?
Man. Just stay tuned, bro. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
SNJ Sports Talk, man.
Oh, yeah.
And stay tuned on YouTube, man. We're gonna be doing some little videos and whatnot in between.
Right. And when you all get a chance, go check out some of our latest episodes. We have stuff going back from the beginning of the NBA season, talking a lot about the NFL season, and go check out some of those latest episodes. Let us know what you think. You can check some of our game predictions and see, hey, do they even know what they're talking about? Are they getting these games right? Remember we did our Christmas game day prediction? You guys can go back and check that video out where we gave all of our Christmas game day predictions. Just, we just going to keep bringing this content to y'all, and as you all can see, we're building as we continue to go. Y'all are rocking with us. We appreciate y'all. We love the support.
Appreciate all the support.
Definitely appreciate this the support. If we had a little hat, we pass the hat around. We have everybody pass a little hat around, but that's all right. You know what I think would be nice for the next season, man, is to have a setup where we can interview people like face to face. We could actually have a nice little setup where people could sit down at the table or whatnot, and we can just talk with them and conversate with them. I think that would be good, and all of our listeners could just be kind of listening in to the interviews happening. I know next season we're excited to bring you all a lot more interviews from different athletes in the area, different trainers that we know. Sports coaches. We want to be bringing you all a lot of the information of sports and those connected with sports in not just the Sacramento area where we're based at, but also all around. We know sports athletes and those connected with sports all over the place, and they all can give us insight into their college teams, their high school teams, their AAU teams, what their goals are in the sports. So definitely reach out to us if you all know anyone who you all think might be great recommendations for the show. Continue to message us about any recommendations you all have for our SNJ Sports Talk show as we keep it coming. So, anything else, man?
Hey, man, just stay tuned, bro. We appreciate y'all for all your support, man.
We appreciate y'all.
Yep.
We definitely appreciate y'all.
We really do.
SNJ, we don't play. SNJ Sports Talk.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes. Who came up with that? SNJ. We just were talking. We're like, let's call it SNJ. And then we just went ahead and started it. So shout out to everybody out there who's thinking about starting a podcast, or shout out to everybody who's out there who's thinking about starting something. Just go ahead and start it. Hey, you see that? Just go ahead and start it. I think we just said, okay, let's start it. And I knew we had to get it going.
Like the first video, we didn't have half of this stuff right here. And literally, understand this, for real, a lot of people talk about starting stuff, but half people don't even start stuff, man.
Right.
That's why I say I have a friend, he makes music and stuff, and he has a whole album out. And it's he actually went and did it, and it's he's higher than most people right now because he actually went and did it,
Yeah, it does. And you know what's interesting about that? It doesn't matter if it's not the next Grammy-winning album.
Yeah.
The fact is, he's an artist doing it. The next one's gonna be better than that one. So that's the thing. You just get stuff going, and that's why we started off and we said, let's just do one season. Mm-hmm. Let's not just do on and on and on. Let's just do one season, and when we're done, we're done. And we go on to the next one.
Stuff like that, yeah.
And so we just tell that story to let you all know, because we know so many of y'all are out there. I'm thinking about doing a podcast, and we just want to offer that encouragement. Just go ahead and get started on it. Your first couple of episodes, they might not even be good at all. We might not even be able to hear your microphone. Your screen might be breaking up. You just got to get going. You just got to get out of the mud, out of the rut, out of the hole of not doing nothing. Just got to get going. And then once you go, that's why you remember when we did our first episode, we weren't ready to do it, but I was like, we have to just do it and get that done. Once we got that done, then you became even more ready. You're like, let's do it again. Like, come on, let's go. Yeah. And then here we are, episode 11.
Yep,
end of season 1, my brother. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate doing business with you and co-hosting with you. Appreciate all y'all for listening. I know I've said that about 5 times on this episode, but it's because I really do appreciate it, and I'm really just, when I get in here with my brother and we co-host, we having a great time talking. We go all around talking about different sports topics, and we just talking with each other, really, and y'all listening in, so we appreciate that. Y'all be smooth. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Go back, watch some of those videos, and check out us on Instagram at SNJ Sports Talk Show. Y'all be blessed out there. We will see y'all again next month. Start of the NBA playoffs, baby.